It's the high school playoffs looking at the Bull Run District in the first round, the Strasburg Rams with a home playoff game facing off against Fort Defiance. Last week, Strasburg with a 1 point victory over Central, 20-19. Now joining me, the head coach of the Strasburg Rams, Tripp Lamb. And coach, always appreciate your time here. And just looking back at last week's game against Central, it came down to your defense making a clutch turnover in interception to seal the deal as Central was driving. Just overall, how'd you like the performance? How'd you like the game on Friday night, getting the victory against a tough Bull Run District opponent in Central?
Like I told the guys, nothing matters except that we won. I mean, the stakes were high. The environment was electric. That is a real rivalry game. I mean, it is unlike a lot of other rivalry games because we're so close and they're both small towns and we're in the same county. I mean, it's a tough game to play in. It's a fun game to play in. Obviously, I think that we should have played better. I'm sure they're over there saying that they should have played better. But the bottom line is we got a 1-point win. It doesn't matter if it's 1 point or 100. They don't ask you about how many at the end of the year. It's just how many wins did you get. So we were excited. We watched the film. And, we got better off some things in some film sessions. Hopefully we get corrected moving forward into the playoffs. But it feels super good, and our kids were really pumped.
Yeah, I know there were some mistakes made, not just by the Rams, but by Central as well. I'm sure looking at that tape, trying to evaluate what you need to correct going into your playoff game against Fort Defiance, how well are your players sort of responding to some of those mistakes to try to fix them in practice this week?
We're definitely, honed in on Fort Defiance. We kind of put the Central stuff behind us. We watched the film on Monday and we corrected some things and we talked about some things. But the Central game, that's such a unique thing and it's so different from an emotional standpoint. It's really, you just try to put it behind you as quick as you can, especially if you win, and move on, because Fort's really dangerous. They're loaded offensively. I mean, my goodness, they got playmakers all over the field. They're loaded with seniors. They're well coached. I mean, it's going to be a real challenge for us. It's going to be a real challenge for us. So we're definitely up for the challenge, but it's for the first round of the playoffs to be 9-1 and to draw a team like Fort. I mean, my goodness, they're pretty good.
Yeah, looking at their scout, you're telling me a bunch of weapons, a well-coached team. What are you looking to stop from their game plan to try to come out on top come Friday night?
The thing that makes them difficult is, I think they're extremely well balanced. They're, run, pass, about 50-50, probably a little heavier. We're looking for them to try to throw the ball on us a little bit. I'm sure they're going to try to run it, because they run the ball really well. Their line's extremely good. Their running back's really good. Their quarterback, their district player of the year down there. I mean, he's really good. Their receivers, are very dynamic. They run very good routes. It's going to be a challenge, but we're a defensive team. I preach to our kids all the time. We're a defensive team. We're only going to go as far as our defense takes us. So to go against an offense that's this dynamic and this multiple, we're pretty excited. We're pretty excited for the challenge.
Absolutely. And the message you've been preaching all year, coach, is get better each and every day, each and every week. And up to this point, I'm sure the message is still the same, preaching, get better every day, get better every week. What do you think your players have gotten better on this week to take into the playoffs?
Well, without giving too much away, I mean, we're really honed in on trying to stop the pass. We feel like, we're built to stop the run, just being in the Bull Run, trying to win the district every year. I mean, we build our defense around stopping the run. And even in this region, it's about stopping the run. Fort Defiance is actually kind of, the outlier in the region as far as, throwing the ball and things like that, and how dynamic they are. So, there's some things in the passing game we're going to shore up and, try to adjust and things like that. So as far as that goes, I mean, that's kind of where we're at.
It is the first round of the high school football playoffs. The Strasburg Rams with a home game against Fort Defiance this Friday night. As always, joining me, the head coach of the Strasburg Rams, Tripp Lamb. Coach, as always, really appreciate your time, sir.
Thanks a lot, man.